Have you ever noticed the odd person out in a family portrait? That one individual who seems to stand apart, perhaps not quite fitting in with the rest? The Philippines, in its long and storied history, has a photo album full of such figures. Individuals and nations that, at first glance, might seem like unusual companions. When we think of Filipino allies, the United States almost invariably comes to mind first. It's a deep-rooted relationship, undeniably shaped by colonialism, the shared sacrifices of war, and, at least nominally, shared ideals. But our story of friendships, our network of international relationships, is far more intricate and nuanced than that single alliance. It's filled with surprising handshakes, unexpected partnerships, and alliances forged in the crucible of necessity and mutual benefit. The Philippines narrative is not just a story of internal struggles, of domestic politics and societal evolution. It's a global tale, intricately woven with threads originating from distant lands and cultures. Our history is deeply and inextricably connected to the ambitions of empires, the devastating impact of world wars, and the persistent, often subtle work of diplomacy. To truly understand the Philippines today, its place in the world, we must look beyond its beautiful shores and explore the complex web of alliances and relationships that have shaped its destiny and continue to influence its future. These relationships are not just lines on a treaty, mere formalities recorded on paper. They profoundly influence our economy, our national security, and even the very fabric of our culture. Filipinos are renowned and admired throughout the world for their warmth and hospitality, and this deeply ingrained national character extends to our approach to foreign policy and international relations. We consistently seek friends, not enemies, striving for peaceful resolutions and mutually beneficial partnerships. But this inherent friendliness is also a carefully considered strategy for survival, a skill honed over centuries of navigating complex geopolitical landscapes. We've learned to adapt to changing circumstances, to skillfully negotiate favorable outcomes, and to find common cause, to build bridges with nations that might seem, on the surface, to have very little in common with us. This journey into our rich and multifaceted diplomatic history reveals a nation far more pragmatic, resilient, and globally engaged than many outside observers might initially assume. We'll uncover the fascinating stories behind our key alliances, starting with America, and then moving on to Japan, Israel, and the dynamic nation of South Korea. So let's begin this exploration of the often surprising and always compelling story of the unlikely friends of the Philippines. Our story of modern alliances begins under the long shadow of the United States. This influence has profoundly shaped the trajectory of numerous nations, including our own. After centuries under Spain, Filipinos declared independence, a moment of profound national pride and self-determination. But this hard-won freedom was fleeting, as we were only to face a new colonial master. The dream of a sovereign nation was once again deferred. The American period brought education and infrastructure, advancements that undeniably modernized aspects of our society, but it also brought war and the suppression of our own republic, a painful chapter etched in our collective memory. The price of progress was the loss of self-rule. This complex legacy set the stage, a foundation built on both progress and subjugation. It was a foundation for a relationship that would define Philippine foreign policy for decades. A relationship marked by both cooperation and contention. World War II changed everything, shattering the existing order and forging new alliances in the crucible of conflict. The Philippines became a central battleground, a theater of immense suffering and sacrifice. This shared struggle forged a powerful bond with American soldiers, fighting side by side against a common enemy. The defense of Bataan and Corregidor became legendary stands of resistance. Though ending in defeat, they became enduring symbols of Filipino-American solidarity, a testament to courage and shared sacrifice. MacArthur's return was seen as the fulfillment of a promise, a beacon of hope amidst the devastation. This cemented a narrative of liberation and shared victory, shaping the perception of our relationship for generations. The war transformed a colonial relationship into a military alliance, a strategic partnership forged in the fires of conflict. This alliance endured long after independence in 1946, becoming a cornerstone of our foreign policy. The Cold War found the Philippines firmly in the American camp, a key ally in the fight against communism. The Mutual Defense Treaty of 1951 became a cornerstone, solidifying our commitment to collective security. We hosted major U.S. military bases, sprawling installations that projected American power across the region. These bases became potent symbols of our alignment in a divided world, a tangible representation of our strategic partnership. But this deep alliance came with challenges, raising complex questions about sovereignty and national interest. Critics argued our sovereignty was compromised, that our foreign policy was unduly influenced by American interests. As a result, nationalist protests grew, fueled by concerns over American influence and the presence of U.S. military bases. The period highlights a fundamental tension, a delicate balancing act between strategic partnership and national autonomy. It was a question of how to maintain a crucial alliance, one that provided security and economic benefits, all while asserting our own national identity, safeguarding our sovereignty, and charting our own course in the world. The American shadow was both a shield, offering protection and support in a turbulent world, but it was also a constraint, shaping our foreign policy and limiting our freedom of action on the global stage. In today's complex and ever-shifting geopolitical landscape, why does the Philippines hold such a significant position in the eyes of global powers? What makes this archipelago so crucial on the world stage? Location. It all boils down to its geographical position. Our archipelago sits at a strategic crossroads in Southeast Asia, a vital artery for global trade and security. We serve as a crucial maritime gateway, a natural bridge between the vast expanse of the Pacific Ocean and the resource-rich and strategically important South China Sea. This unique position has historically made us a coveted prize for empires seeking to expand their reach and influence. The Philippines has always been a crucial partner for those seeking to project power and exert influence in Asia, a region of immense geopolitical importance. During the Cold War, we were a frontline state, a key bulwark against the spread of communism in Southeast Asia. We formed a vital link in the First Island Chain, a strategic defense line designed to contain the expansion of communism. Our island served as an unsinkable aircraft carrier for American forces, providing a crucial platform for projecting military power in the region. We played a central role in responding to crises from Korea, providing vital logistical support and staging grounds. To Vietnam, where our bases were instrumental in supporting military operations, but the world changed dramatically. The Cold War ended, ushering in a new era of global politics. U.S. bases closed as a result of shifting priorities, and new economic powers rose across Asia, challenging the established order. The Philippines had to fundamentally rethink its place in this evolving world, reassessing its strategic alliances and foreign policy objectives. This led to a strategic shift, moving away from a singular reliance on the U.S. to a more diversified approach, forging partnerships with a wider range of nations. The most significant shift in our foreign policy has been our evolving relationship with China, a relationship that has undergone significant transformation over the years. Once viewed with considerable suspicion and a degree of apprehension, China is now one of our largest and most important trading partners, a key driver of our economic growth. Consequently, Philippine presidents have oscillated in their approach, navigating the complex waters between assertive defense of our interests and the pursuit of quiet diplomacy with Beijing. This delicate balancing act highlights our central challenge as a nation, skillfully managing the rise of China while simultaneously maintaining our long-standing alliance with the United States. It's a delicate dance on a geopolitical tightrope, requiring careful calibration and strategic foresight. In an increasingly multipolar world, where power is distributed among multiple actors, having more friends and partners is always a strategic advantage. Our foreign policy is now fundamentally about agility, adaptability, and the cultivation of broad and diverse partnerships across the globe. Perhaps the most remarkable alliance is with Japan. Memories of World War II and the Japanese occupation were deeply painful. Yet through reparations, apologies, and effort, a new chapter began. Today, Japan is a top trading partner, a leading investor, and our largest provider of development assistance. Japanese aid is visible across the country, from infrastructure to peace programs. Economic partnership has built trust and goodwill, healing old wounds. Security ties have also grown. Japan provides patrol vessels and we conduct joint exercises. The former occupier is now a vital security partner. Surprising friendships have also blossomed with Israel and South Korea. The Philippines was the only Asian country to vote for Israel's creation in 1947, forming a warm relationship. Our bond with South Korea began in the Korean War, and now thrives in culture, trade, and defense. These partnerships show how history can be rewritten through cooperation. The Philippines' modern diplomacy is a balancing act. On one side, our traditional ally, the United States, anchors our security. On the other, China is a dominant economic force and complex neighbor. Navigating between these giants is our greatest foreign policy challenge. We can't afford to be exclusively aligned with either. Our strategy engage both. Enhanced security cooperation with the US, like EDCA, bolsters our defense. At the same time, we court Chinese trade and investment, managing disputes peacefully. This pragmatic approach aims for security from an old friend and economic opportunity from a powerful neighbor. The balancing act is difficult, requiring diplomatic skill and a clear focus on our interests. The Filipino people are divided, reflecting the complexity of our choices. Ultimately, our goal is to maintain sovereignty and shape our own destiny. Beyond global giants, our most immediate community is Southeast Asia. ASEAN, founded in 1967, is fundamental to our foreign policy. For the Philippines, a founding member, ASEAN is our main platform for engaging neighbors and shaping a peaceful region. The ASEAN way, consensus and quiet diplomacy, has kept peace for over half a century. Speaking as a unified bloc gives us leverage with larger powers. ASEAN's economic integration opens a massive market for Filipinos. But challenges remain. Security threats, great power rivalry, and internal disputes test ASEAN's unity. Our task is to strengthen ASEAN and help steer the region toward peace and prosperity. The world now faces complex transnational threats: terrorism, piracy, cyber attacks, and climate change. For the Philippines, these are acute challenges, as seen in the Marawi siege. We've deepened intelligence sharing and security partnerships with the US, Australia, Indonesia, and Malaysia. Cybersecurity cooperation with Japan, South Korea, and Israel is growing. Climate change is a national security issue, requiring global cooperation for resilience and disaster response. Our security now depends on building broad coalitions, not just military strength. In this interconnected world, alliances are about tackling shared challenges. The Indo-Pacific concept is reshaping our strategic environment. It envisions a free and open region, upholding international law and peaceful dispute resolution. For the Philippines, this aligns with our interests in the West Philippine Sea and strengthens ties with democracies. The Indo-Pacific framework offers more joint exercises, maritime security, and diplomatic support, but it requires careful diplomacy. China views it with suspicion. Our policy must emphasize inclusivity and international law, not rivalry. Underpinning all this is our commitment to democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. Our democratic compass guides our alliances and engagement with the world. Philippine diplomatic history reveals a nation of resilience. We've turned former foes into friends and navigated global politics with adaptability. Our alliances have brought both opportunities and challenges. Each relationship is a trade-off. The true test is managing these trade-offs for peace, prosperity, and security. The world ahead is unpredictable. US-China rivalry, climate change, and new threats loom. We must invest in defense, strengthen diplomacy, and deepen regional engagement. Our greatest asset is a diverse portfolio of partnerships. A young, dynamic population and strategic location give us leverage. The future will be written by how we harness these strengths and balance old and new friends. The journey of the Philippines, a nation of unexpected friends, is far from over.